Hello, and welcome to the FM podcast. I'm Jen Fritz, and I run Fritz Media, a music publicity and digital marketing firm located in Vancouver, Canada. And this is episode number 67 of the podcast. So the topic of this week's show is the sound of resistance. And joining me on the show is Mike Bell and Elyse Jacobson from Vancouver's symphonic funk collective, The Living Orchestra. We had a great conversation about their debut album, Last Generation, which is an ambitious climate crisis rock opera produced by JUNO Award-winning and GRAMMY-nominated producer Garth Richardson. And we also discussed the difference between creating art that inspires action versus, just preaching to an audience, climate fatigue, emotional burnout, and so much more. It was a really great talk, and I hope you enjoy it. Here's my conversation with Mike and Elyse from The Living Orchestra. Well, hello to you both, Elyse and Mike. How are you both doing today? Mike, how are you?
Doing great. Thanks for having us, Jen.
No problem. I always get so confused when I have two people on. I gave them a little pep talk beforehand saying, I'll try to say somebody's name after the end of the question, but if not, somebody has to know that it's their turn, which is Elyse. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Yeah, really good. Glad to be here.
Awesome. It's so good to see you both. Mike, we've met on Zoom before. We've had some nice Zoom times together talking about your project, but this is our first time seeing each other, Elyse. So, nice to almost meet you, yeah. I guess. It's not really meeting, right? But it is kind of. We've worked together on your project, The Living Orchestra. And so just full disclosure to everybody that this is a Fritz Media client. We like to get that out of the way so everybody knows. Not that it makes any difference, but it's just I just like to tell people. Yeah. I'm always proud of my clients and my artists. So I like to put that front and center. So to get things started here, I'm going to begin with a question that I like to ask all of my guests. And that is, how did you get your start in music? And Mike, I'll start with you.
So I started playing piano when I was 5. I was kind of pushed into it. I had a very strict Filipino piano mom who she would put all of us in these classical piano competitions. And then as a teenager, I really got into music, really kind of got into drums and guitar and singing, still playing piano. But I started playing in all the school bands, and I sang in a rock band. I played drums in a punk band. Eventually wound up at UBC School of Music for classical piano, where I realized I really enjoyed, much preferred playing in bands and writing music instead of just sitting in a tiny room practicing for 4 hours a day. So that's when I switched to music composition. And I met Elyse in a music business class at UBC. And she was one of the best violinists at the school. So I was like, hey, you want to try my weird music? And The Living was born, and we released 2 albums, 2 EPs, and now it's called The Living Orchestra. So yeah.
Amazing. I'll just throw it to Elyse the same question. How did you get your start in music, Elyse?
I guess the story goes when I was backing up all the way, I was pretty musical from the time I was a baby. My parents sort of clocked that really early, that all babies respond to music to a certain degree, but, there was sort of something else there, and I could sing in tune when I was a toddler and stuff. And so I think they had an inkling that I would be musical.
Yeah.
And then I guess when I was about 4 years old, I was watching Sesame Street and somebody was playing the violin, and I told my mom, I want to do that. And so they got me a little violin. Yeah. I started when I was 5. Violin was probably about this big. And just kept taking lessons, playing in youth orchestras for many, many years. And long story short, ended up at UBC to finish my degree in violin performance. Yeah, met Mike in that class, and we've sort of been working together ever since. That was 20 years ago this year that we met.
Yeah, we're old.
So,
oh my God.
It's been a journey. I know.
Well, that's cool that you guys met in school. That's awesome. That's a great place to form community, and always a nice place to, I always say that to people, when you go to college or musicians starting out, like, look at the people around you, because that's your community and that's who you're going to be, working with, hopefully, or collaborating with.
I think it's more valuable than the actual education. Yeah. The network, the people you
I
meet.
agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The connections. Yeah, definitely.
Totally. Okay, so the title of this week's show is The Sound of Resistance. And I wanted to talk with both of you about this because your band, The Living Orchestra, just released your debut album, Last Generation, which is a very ambitious climate crisis rock opera produced by the one and only JUNO Award-winning and Grammy-nominated producer, Garth Richardson. I like to say it. I like that he has it that way.
Right?
That's so cool. To start, I just want to start with, like, what does the phrase, the sound of resistance, like, what do you think of when you hear that phrase? What does that mean to you? Elyse, I'll start with you.
It's pretty close to my heart because outside of music, I've been an activist for many years for various causes, I guess, from feminism to anti-racism to immigrants' rights to the environment, a million different things, animal rights as well. Yeah, Mike and I also, for much of our working relationship, have incorporated advocacy into our music.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do believe in the power of the arts in general as a vehicle for activism and a vehicle for change. I think artists play a vital role in every social movement.
Yeah.
I'm really proud to be a part of that. And I take it very seriously. I feel like it is part of our duty as artists.
I 100% agree with you. And
Nice.
I wish that more artists would be that way, especially where we are in the world right now. It's like,
Yeah, I do too.
Take a stand.
Right.
What are your values? What do you stand for?
Yes.
That's all part of you as an artist.
Yeah.
And I think so many artists are just like, separate the art from the artist. You're a musician, shut up and sing, blah, 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 blah. But I do think it's just so important and intrinsic. So I'm glad to hear that. Mike, what about you? What does it make you think of, the sound of resistance?
I pretty much agree with everything Elyse said there. And I think in the context of the album, it's just speaking against injustices, but like greed, because I feel like every problem just comes from greed, like injustices, the climate crisis, because it's just people taking way more than they need at the expense of the planet, deforestation, drilling, like data centers. One of the songs, Liar Denier, it's based on a true story about how Exxon actually knew about global warming like as early as the 70s, but they suppressed their own scientists from telling anyone. And then they hired other scientists to spread misinformation. And that's pretty much where climate denialism came from. And thanks to that, like, there's still people that don't believe in climate change when, like, we could have done something back in the 70s, but profits won.
Friggin' profits.
So, yeah. Yeah.
They always win. So, as we mentioned, the Living Orchestra's latest project, Last Generation, tackles climate anxiety and environmental issues through music and storytelling, and also visual effects in your live show as well. Like, you guys kind of take it to even another level other than just the music. Like a rock opera, first of all, that's a big undertaking. Like, who's doing rock operas anymore, right? But like, to, take it to another level, you have like how many people in your band, and then just to have this whole visual sort of thing to go along with it. What first inspired you to take on such a big subject? Mike?
I guess, I've always really cared about the environment. One of the reasons I went vegan in 2010, along with Elyse. And like recently, in 2023, basically, like we got a Canada Council for the Arts grant I applied for it for the Living Orchestra. It was kind of like double the size of the Living that we had before. So like 13 people. I just had all these songs written out and everything, and just wanted to make this one huge. And we actually got the grants. And they were like a mix of songs, some for advocacy, some kind of more fun songs. But then something happened where we live in Point Roberts. It's like an hour from Vancouver, but it's a very green area, tons of forests and everything. It's beautiful. And me and my wife have a little house here and when we moved in, it was just this lush forest in the backyard. And one day we hear machinery and chainsaws, and like we we read about deforestation and things like that, but like seeing like 100-foot tall trees like right in your backyard just and feeling them hit the ground and stuff, like
Oh my God.
it's brutal. Like, yeah, I feel like those kind of emotional experiences like can really drive you to do things like this. So I just decided like I just couldn't really write about anything else. So we got that grant and I'm like, actually, I don't know if I want to record these songs anymore. Like I just had all these other ideas. Like I feel like this needs to be done. Like, so the only song that stuck around was Animal Party because I wrote that during the pandemic when like animals were coming out in the cities and stuff. And I just saw the footage and it just looks amazing. So I just tweaked the lyrics to that. But all the other songs, I just like got obsessed with climate change and read more books and just researched. I got into like the climate book by Greta Thunberg. She interviews like 100 plus experts on climate change. That was eye-opening and just seeing like just getting frustrated about how the Paris Agreement, like not one country or barely any countries have met their goals over 10 years. And it's like...
which is insane.
Yeah.
It's like what you just said like earlier about how like we've known about this for so long and it's just like, are we going to do something? Are we going to do something? Are we going to do something? And now it's just like, it's too friggin' late. Like, but it's like,
yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. And it's not enforced in any way. It's just kind of like, whoops, I didn't make it. Sorry. And then.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. And then like zooming into like the forest back here, it's like, why were they cleared? Not just for like housing. They were cleared for the view for potential vacation homes, which have still not even been built.
Oh my God.
And so it's just a tree graveyard back there. And it's like, we even called the county and they said, there's even rules in place that like you're only allowed to remove like 30% of your trees, not like 100% of your trees. And we're like, okay, who enforces that? It's like the same kind of thing. So we just saw that as like a microcosm for just like everything wrong.
Yeah.
About climate change and everything. So yeah.
Oh my God. That is insane.
Yeah.
I think that, like what we're talking about is like many people feeling overwhelmed by the state of the world right now. Like, I mean, you're an activist, Elyse, Mike, I assume you are as well. So there's so many different causes that we, have to pay attention to and educate and advocate for. So it's just like when anyone asks how I'm doing, I'm like, I don't know. Look at the world. I don't know what I guess I'm okay. Like, I don't know. It's so much. Do you see, I mean, I think you've kind of already answered this, Elyse, but maybe we can speak to it a little more. But do you see music as a way to process those feelings and inspire action? Like, is it both of those things?
Yeah, I would definitely say so, for sure. There's Nina Simone said something in an interview once that just kind of like plays in my head all the time. She said, an artist's duty is to reflect the times. And I think about that all the time. And it does sort of like, it resonates with me and drives a lot of what I do. And I feel like, yeah, we need to reflect the times. We need to shine a light on some of these issues. Sometimes music or art, it can be a way to bring awareness to something that people are not necessarily paying attention to otherwise.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with our like failing media landscape as well, like exactly. There has to be a record of it somewhere, I think.
Right.
At the very least, music does last forever.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
that's true.
At least we have that. Activist art, I know sometimes it gets a bad rap. Sometimes people think it can be a little bit preachy. Like I said, shut up and sing, just play some music. Like, some people feel a certain way about it. How do you guys kind of balance delivering a message while still creating, something entertaining and engaging and emotional too?
Well, yeah, I feel like it's a very hard tightrope to walk. And I think no matter what you do, like some people are going to get offended and think you're being preachy. So
that's true.
But yeah, I can see like, I totally get it. Like nobody likes being told what to do. So I feel like showing instead of telling, like telling a story or like making a story and not just be like, oh, you should go vegan or something. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
true.
Mhm.
showing like a story that is also like entertaining, like you're saying, that like I felt like this was kind of like maybe the musical equivalent of like a climate disaster movie, where it's like it's thrilling, it's action packed, there's dark moments, there's funny moments, it's theatrical, it's fun, but it's got a serious message too. So
Yeah.
Yeah. It can be a tough balance to strike. I mean, I remember in a few of our lyric writing sessions, Mike brought me drafts of certain things and I'd be like, oh, that's like a little on the nose, you know, it's not, maybe we should find a more poetic way to say this, or, you know.
Let's take that back a bit.
Yeah. It's not even that you want to like dilute the message or whatever. It's just that sometimes you got to be a little like finesse it a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Make it like poetic or something instead of just a straight up like protest chant, per se, you know?
Bring it right down to the point, right?
Right, exactly.
Looking back on the audience reactions so far to your music, I mean, your album just came out, but first of all, like you guys didn't release it in a traditional way. So I think I kind of want to talk about that first, because your album is out, but you can't stream it. So if I, as somebody that wanted to listen to Last Generation, if I wanted to do that, how could I do that?
Well, you go to thelivingorchestra.com and you can order a vinyl, CD, or digital download, or you can come to a show and get one of those.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, we will release to streaming probably in the fall. But we just we don't even know if this is like the best strategy. It's just something we wanted to try out instead of just releasing everything on streaming right at once. And yeah.
Well, it's a strategy. And like I said to you, Mike, when you brought it up, I was like, it's the Wild West right now. So,
yeah,
I'm always game for anything. And also, like, it's so hard for musicians to make money. So you're making no dollars from streaming. Mm-hmm. So why not, give a little time where people can actually pay some money to own the actual thing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or, give you money.
Yeah.
You're going to get more money from that than just from streaming. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And so what have the audience reactions been like so far to the music? Going
by, the crowd at our album release show, I was kind of amazed at the feedback afterward. People were, like all kinds of people came. Obviously, a lot of our friends came and, colleagues, people that we know and stuff, but people that we didn't know also came. And
that's always good.
Yeah, it was great. And and I just heard nothing but good things. We had the lyrics projected, on the back wall so people could actually read the lyrics instead of just hearing them. And yeah, I think it sounded like people were very moved and very pumped. Everybody, like the energy was very high afterward. And so that was super cool.
That's
awesome.
I
feel like it is different than all our other album releases. Like, for one thing, I think having the visuals with the lyrics just makes it really clear what all the songs are about and what the whole album is about.
Yeah.
And so people can see the message. And I just getting comments like we've never gotten before, like just like I love the music, the lyrics, the message, like all, like I've never, before it was kind of like, hey, great music, but like, you don't always hear what the singer's singing about, like, or like can make sense of it if you don't have the lyrics there. It's a song you've never heard before. So
I think it can be really effective. I mean, there's huge artists that do that in stadiums as well. Even like a band as huge as U2 will do something like that. Do you know what I mean? If you have a message to get out, you can get it out to all of those people that are sitting in the room with you, right? So it can be very, very effective to do that. Doing an album like this, I'm sure that you want to get the message out and you're hoping, to get people, I guess, on side and to maybe educate them a little bit. I mean, if listeners take just one thing away from the band and from the Last Generation, what do you hope that is? Like, if somebody's like, I want to get into this album, what would you hope that a listener gets out of it?
I think more than anything else, I would hope that people are inspired to action. I think we're just at a point now where we just can no longer like sit in our feelings about what's going on. Everybody needs to be doing something, and it can start with small things. It doesn't have to be like, some kind of huge life-changing activism thing. There's all kinds of little things that you can do. But
Yeah.
I feel like we all have to kind of be in the spirit of collective action. We're all a part of something. We're not just passengers or observers. We're all active participants. And we can choose to either be a part of the problem or a part of the solution. So
it's true. And you can just start with one little thing too. I think people maybe get overwhelmed or think that they can't do anything or whatever they do isn't going to make a difference. But I think just being a part of the movement, as you said, can always also, it feels good.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling overwhelmed and I just go to a protest, that feels better to me because I'm like, all of these people feel the same way as I do.
Right.
And that in itself can feel really good.
Yeah, just to know that you're not alone, right? Yeah, for sure. For sure. There's millions of people, billions of people who want the same thing. We want a livable planet and clean water and clean air, and not just for us, but our children and their children, So if we all work together, maybe we can make it happen. But obviously, if we sit around and do nothing, it's not going to happen.
It's not, nothing's going to happen because so far, not great, guys.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I feel like it also just feels really good as an artist when your art aligns with your values, because I think a lot of people have been in bands where it's like, it's not really me, but whatever. We're doing good as a band, so it's paying the bills or whatever. Yeah, it's fine. But like, I would love if just more artists did that kind of thing. I've been playing with the idea of like, okay, could do like some sort of like climate festival or something, and then I'm thinking like, which bands, like who? So anybody out there?
Yeah, we could use some people. Yeah, if anyone wants to get a little bit more vocal.
Yeah.
Maybe step it up a little bit. That would be great. Oh man. All right, so wrapping things up a bit, I just wanted to ask what might be a tough question. I don't know, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Resistance is often associated with fighting against something. What would you say you're fighting for?
Off the top of my head, just a better world. I believe that it's possible, and I believe in working towards it.
Yeah, that's hopeful. I do like that. Mike, what do you think?
I mean, the same thing. I just the planet, just a habitable planet, actually, in general, because like if we don't have that, we don't have anything else. Like,
yeah, there's nothing more important. Yeah, it's true. Right.
Like that's it. We need to live.
Yeah, that's it. Game over. Yeah.
We want our children to be able to live. We want to live. Like, I think that it's just like we're here because the thinking is it doesn't matter. I won't be here.
Yeah.
A lot of that. Like, it's like if we could have started so long ago, and then they're just like, well, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to be here, so it's funny. There's enough people that think differently. That's what I tell myself all the time. I'm like, I'm not alone in my thinking. It'll be fine. Which is why I like that your answer was so
right.
I'm always looking for hope.
Yeah.
Please. All right. So now's a good time to head on over to our fresh content segment. Every week on the show, we discuss our favorite piece of music content for the week, and we always like to start with our guests. So Mike, I'll start with you. What have you got for us?
I'm sure I was actually going to mention the Kylie Minogue documentary, but you mentioned that like a couple episodes ago.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. I mean, I just always loved her voice, even though like somebody's like one of her critics said she sounded like a chipmunk, but I feel like that was just like a reminder, like, to lean into your unique voice, even if
she sounds like Kylie.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody sounds like that. Yeah. So, and just everything she went through and everything. Yeah. But yeah, since you mentioned that, the thing in the spirit of the episode, I wanted to mention, Music Declares There's Emergency. Just an organization that blends music and climate activism, and another one called reverb.org.
Amazing. Elyse, what about you? What do you got?
Yeah, there's an artist that I've kind of been obsessed with for a little while named Fuensanta. She's Mexican, I think based in Amsterdam though. And she plays the upright bass and sings, and her music is like unlike anything I've ever heard. Her whole band is incredible. These like really interesting vocal harmonies and all this stuff. So yeah, Fuensanta, definitely check her out.
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh, I'll check that out.
I definitely like the sounds of that. That sounds amazing. Okay, so my fresh content for the week is a band from Manchester, England. They're a band called Westside Cowboy, and their new song was just released at the end of May. and it's called Kick Stones, parentheses, The Boys. And it's an incredible rock song. Like, we don't have enough good rock songs these days. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just like an old school good rock song. And it really feels big in this way that it feels like it was written for like an arena, but they're like still playing in clubs. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can sometimes you can hear that in a band where you're like, I could hear this played in like a huge arena or a stadium or something like that. It has an incredible guitar, and the guitar playing in it kind of reminds me of The Edge from U2. Not to like talk about U2 too much in this episode, but but I mean, The Edge is so distinct that like it has that, like when you hear that tone, that it has that, which is maybe why it feels so stadium ready. But anyway, it's really good, and the video is really cool too. It's kind of a love. I don't know, I guess like a love letter to Manchester United, and it was made in collaboration with the Manchester Football Club. So if you've got like World Cup fever, or if you're a big fan of Manchester United, it's a really cool, fun video, and the song is great. So check that out, Westside Cowboy, Kick Stones. I'll link to that in the show notes, as well as both of your fresh content picks as well. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. I really appreciate it.
Our pleasure.
If I know you already mentioned it once, but we'll mention it again. Where can people find you if they would like to find out more about you?
TheLivingOrchestra.com. All our music's there, and all our handles, our Instagram and everything. Elyse also has her own website.
Yeah, my website is ElyseTheViolinist.com. My first name spelled ELYSE.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks again, you guys, and have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
What a great talk that was. And I want to say thanks again to Mike and Elyse for coming on the show. Thanks so much for listening to the FM podcast. If you like the show, please tell your friends and give us a 5-star rating and review in Apple Podcasts. You can also help us out by telling a friend about the podcast or posting about it on your socials, whatever you can do. As always, we'd really appreciate it. The FM podcast is produced by me, Jen Fritz, for Fritz Media, with production assistance from Carla J. If you'd like to learn more about Fritz Media, go to our website, fritzmedia.ca, and to learn more about the podcast, go to thefmpodcast.com. A big thank you to Said the Whale for providing the theme music for the show. Okay, so we're going to go out with our song of the week this week, which, of course, is going to be from the Living Orchestra. This is Not Gonna Die Tonight.
Every day in the new normal age, but I can shake off catastrophes and constant change. I just slap all my fears away, hide from our doomsday. On high we can fly away for one more day, 'cause we're not gonna die tonight. That morning light, not gonna good night. We're thinking ready for one more day and pretend it's not the end. We're not gonna die tonight. I'm a powerless 1 in 8 billion, a best of civilian. Your disaster, here's some thoughts I bring you. I just hide in my bubble, closed eyes, see no trouble, while they wake through the rubble from floating fire. 'Cause we're not gonna die tonight. We might die morning light. night. Frozen in fight or flight. Not gonna wait for one more day, 'cause we can't prevent the end. We're not gonna die tonight. If we can hold this right. Not gonna wait for one more day, 'cause we can't prevent the end.
Bye. See you next Tuesday.